30 hertz straight up.
You heard what he said. If you're not elevating, what are you doing if you're not moving on up? Thank you for tuning in to another wonderful episode of Lupus Has No Face podcast, where we talk about real life, real struggles, and the power behind lupus and beyond. I'm your host, Savannah Burks, today with the livest DJ as our guest, the livest DJ in the nation, DJ L Boogie. Let's go. I love your energy.
Thanks for having me again.
You are so welcome.
Congratulations on the new set and everything. This is dope. I'm proud for you.
Thank you.
Let's get it.
I'm in love with it too. He got me.
You deserve it.
We will be discussing igniting and turning tables. So for those that are not DJs or not into music like that, you are going to definitely for sure understand and know what that means before you leave this podcast. So how was your day getting in here?
It was great.
It was
smooth.
Great.
The weather was kind of chilly, but it's smooth. It's smooth. I like the fall where it's not too cold. You can dress like this. You can wear a layer or two, but it's not too cold. You know, I like that.
I'm a summer chick, but I like the fall for men. I like the fall for men because y'all be looking extra fly.
Yeah.
Like y'all get to put a little extra layers on, like you said, a little extra fly.
I like the fall, you know, but other than that, like summer is definitely one of the favorite. You know, that's everybody loves when it's hot.
It do, but y'all be coming through with the fall gear.
Yeah,
I have
that's
to
what
say,
we get to, you know, we get to put it on a little bit more.
Y'all putting it on.
Right.
Y'all be putting it
Right.
on. I like your look that you got going on. Got going on.
Clothing company. Y'all don't see it, you know what I'm saying? Jacket, you know what I'm saying? Custom. You did.
You heard what he said? Custom. Okay. And while you there, my homegirl Kenda, shout out to Kenda for Beauty Sleep. She is actually in that location as well. Awesome. Shout out to Tropic. We had a wonderful last week with the pajama gym.
Oh, really?
The Waiting to Exhale. It was so dope.
Oh, was it good?
It was dope. Energy? It was sexy. It was men there too, but they were upstairs.
Oh, okay.
And the turnout was really great. Good. It was for health and wellness. So it was definitely a message behind that.
Good.
But we had a great time. The staff at Tropic was amazing and the owner was amazing. So shout out to you guys.
That's what's up. Hyacinth, what up?
So let's jump right into it. DJ L Boogie. Okay, welcome to my podcast. Like I said, for those who may not know your story, how would you describe who DJ L Boogie is beyond the turning tables?
Well, let's go back and say I'm just a energetic person off top. Yes. I love to bring that to the room, period. I'm not going to be the one to be like, oh, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? What's up? How you been? Good to see you. I'm that type of person off top. So when it came to loving music and falling in love with music and building my collection, which I started doing a long time ago, I was like, I got all this music. What am I going to do with it? You know, I had plenty CDs that I used to save money, and every time I get my allowance, I go buy CDs. So I grew this collection. I'm having all this music. I'm learning all this music, and I really got into it to the point where I wanted to do something with it. I didn't know yet though. So going to parties, attending parties, I got more involved and more interested in how it was working, who was playing the music, how these buttons work. And once I got into like basically falling in love with learning how it was, hey, we on the interview.
I know. Silence this phone.
But no, once I got into falling in love with the music and everything and building my collection and everything, I met, certain individuals in this industry that made me and further my interest and made me, interested in it. And that's why, I chose to be it as a career or whatever.
You know what? Everything that you said, I see. I have never seen you in a dull moment ever. I don't care if it was one person in the room or a million people in the room. And to be honest, you are one of the people that I look up to as far as entertainment, right? So I don't do what you do, but when I do speeches and throw events and things of that nature, I see you perform, whether it's one or a million people. And that always stuck with me. So you are one of the people that inspires me to have that level of confidence still, if it's just one or a million people in the room.
That's super dope.
So I appreciate that.
And I learned that a long time ago. Like I think that was one of the things that I got from my mentor too. He was like, whether it's 200 or 2,000, you give them the same show, you give them the same energy because you don't know who's in the room. So, man, that's so dope that you said that.
No, for real, because my mentor, shout out to Mikhail, she is the first person that told me that. But then when I see people in action, because I like to learn visually sometimes, I'm just like, you ain't missed a beat. And that's just like, hats definitely go off to you, because some people can't get past that. Like, it'll mess up their whole mood if they don't see as many people as they thought they wanted to be present in the room.
Yeah. I heard, some people say this too. If you were in the room, you were supposed to be there.
For sure.
And if they, whoever was supposed to be there were there. So you can't look at it like who shows up. Because there might be somebody in that room who years later might be able to make a big impact on your life. So, and I've had that happen.
I see you everywhere.
I've had that happen where I've done, small events, but then there was somebody there that's mentioned my name in another room that I wasn't able to be in. And it still turned out where I got the position. So, shout out to y'all for that.
Blessings on top of blessings on top of blessings. You've been called one of Milwaukee's trusted DJs. What does authenticity mean to you when it comes to your craft and your name in the city? You beyond a city though, but let's talk about Milwaukee.
Doing what you say you're gonna do, because I mean, there's this certain thing where you got a name and you got a brand, and everybody that chooses you, reaches out to you, are counting on you on a certain level. It may be a small event to you or to them, but they still counting on you. So I believe that I've done enough to the point where my consistency shows, to the point where other people are able to mention my name and say, "Oh yeah, he gonna do what he gonna do his thing, no matter what, girl. He gonna, girl or guy, whoever they recommended me to, they'd be like, yeah, he gonna do his thing." I always ask my clients too, like, where'd you hear about me at? Or how'd you get my number? And 9 times out of 10, it is from a trusted source or somebody that I already, get money with. So, that's what authenticity means to me, is doing what you say you're going to do. And I've done that over and over again, rinse and repeat over and over again, to the point where clients speak well on me. I've done, enough weddings, enough events on a top tier level where people trust me with that. And,
that is so dope. And I always say, no matter what the relationship is, whether it's friendship, kids, spouse, whatever the thing, you still have to be the authentic you. You still have to have a level of loyalty.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it still hurts in the same way.
Right.
Whether it's a kid disappointing, your spouse disappointing, your friend, or somebody that you're in business with. Because now what you've done to my mental is hurt me, because I can't depend on your word. And you let me down in a way.
Right.
So if you don't fix those habits after you saying that you're sorry, it still kind of be that stinger. And I have to say, for myself and for the events that you are a part of the team, even when you didn't make it, you made sure it went with your music and your style. That can't say enough.
That's important to me. I mean, especially if it's somebody that I rock with and I want to see them continue to grow and flourish. I can't have me be the reason why it wasn't as well as it could be. I want it to be, as flow as great as possible. Music is important when it comes to certain events. And the type of music.
Yes.
So, and I know, in health and wellness, you want, certain type of vibes all the time. So, yeah, I was glad to be able to make sure that I could help,
And you
and
so
assist.
authentic to the point where you was like, well, if you want me to cancel, I'm like, never would I take, money out your mouth. The fact that you even gave me that option, that speaks the highest of literally the highest. Like you will always have I will always have the utmost respect for you
I
because
appreciate that.
like you gave me the option to make a decision for you.
Yeah, because like
Like
I really felt like if in my scheduling, I felt like that was a fumble on my end. If I get 2 events at the same time and I don't put somebody in position in time enough, I feel like that's on me, and that's part of being authentic and the authenticity of that situation. Yeah, I was like, hey, I'm willing to take a hit over there to make sure this event goes well because I love what you're doing. I love what I'm saying, being a part of events that make people feel better.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's
And
what
you
it's
didn't
all
give me
about.
the run around. You didn't say, you was straight, real short, cut, and sweet. It was like, okay, this is the problem. This is the solution. What we doing? So many people be bull stuffing around. It's not even funny.
Bull stuffing. That's the word for real. Put it in a dictionary. It'd be bull stuffing.
So we gonna move to the journey to the booth.
Okay.
You started out as a golf caddy, and even
Okay,
worked
yep,
as a
yep.
and even worked as a professional ball boy for the Milwaukee Bucks. Can you share how those early jobs shaped your mindset and hustle before music took over?
Okay. Well, first I was a caddy. That was in high school. Um, I got to the point where I wanted to, buy my own threads and buy my own, materials that I like, and stuff like that. So I had to get a job. So that was one of the first jobs that you were able to do legally at 14, 15 years old. And it was a summer job. So it wasn't even year round. So, it was a benefit and a pleasure. And I got a chance to meet a lot of, money people in the city because they were playing golf. So they see my hustle early because I was there every day and I'm trying to do 3 a days. I'm trying to do 2, 3 a days. And technically what that means, and the people that don't know, caddying, a round could be 2 hours or 4 hours. If you're playing 9 holes, it's 2 hours. If you're playing 18 holes, it's 4 hours. So sometimes I would be at the golf course 12 hours in a day, seeing, different golfers and working all on the golf course doing different jobs, but walking home with a nice amount of paper at the end of the day. But at the same time, a lot of people started seeing that hustle, and that's when it migrated into my coordinators in school knowing about my summer jobs and recommending me for what's next and what different opportunities that were available. Because in high school we had this thing called a step up coordinator.
Okay.
So I had this coordinator who, that's what they were all about. They were all about trying to, figure out what you wanted to do as a career and helping you get there. So him meeting me, knowing how charismatic I was, plus he was in a fraternity as well. So he was, out here as well in a point where he knew a lot of different things going on in the city and stuff like that. So he, the opportunity came across his desk to recommend, certain students that would be, interested in interviews with the Milwaukee Bucks. And I got that opportunity to go down there.
So dope. Dope.
And, I still had to, show my charismatic and my personality to them. And that's what got me in when I went down there and went to that interview down there. And that was 2001. So I want to say 1998 through 2001. That was 3 seasons. So I got to see, all the way up to them going to the Eastern Conference Finals against Allen Iverson, Philadelphia. The Bucks. 2001, I was on the court. So, of course, that season met some of everybody. You know what I'm saying? That was dope. That was super dope. Getting a chance to see AI and wow. I just had a flashback.
I can tell. Like you knew the time, the date, the everything.
Flashback. Yo, that was super dope and a great opportunity. And it shaped me for being around celebrities early in my life. Like I didn't really understand that then. But I was, why am I'm not starstruck? Why I'm acting so cool around these millionaires like this? These are big money people. And I'm like, hey, what's up? What's up, Shaq? Hey, passing the ball to Ray Allen, passing the ball to Big Dog. And you know what I'm saying? I'm out there. I'm like, they giving me signed shoes, size 13, size 14 shoes, big old shoes that I'm taking home with me, signed autograph shoes. So it was like, I'm like they little homie, you know what I'm saying?
That's amazing.
They sending me around the arena to get food for them and stuff like that. So I really felt like the stuff going back to high school.
You was the love.
Talking about, I was a small dude, but people was like, dude got a chip on his shoulder. Like he think he that. I did.
That is so dope. That is so dope.
Before music, but I loved music then. But I was around a different kind of energy growing up. That type of energy shaped me into what I'm doing now, because it was like, the music industry is, everybody thinks they're a superstar. There's a lot of superstars that I got a chance to work with and stars that I got a chance to meet. So yeah, it just shaped the same way. Like, let's work. It's a respect thing. It's nothing where I'm looking at you like you're God and you bigger than me, but I'm looking at you like you're a human with extraordinary talent.
That's right.
And I want to know what you know. Just, if I could be around you and pick your brain a little bit, I might learn something. And I did over the years of all these years, being consistent. It worked out because I'm a DJ and I'm sought after. And I work 6 nights a week and I'm over 20 years in. So,
20 years in.
Now, tell me that's a blessing.
That is a blessing. And you're relevant and you're seen. You have the recognition. You know what I'm saying? So not only are you on social media and marketing and all that stuff, you are by the word of mouth a whole lot. Everybody knows who you are.
I got a lot of clubs waiting on me, like waiting on openings. And shout out to y'all for like always hitting me up throughout the year. Like, hey, you got any opening days? Hey, I appreciate y'all being consistent. And hey, when it work out, it's gonna work out for real.
That's a blessing. That is a blessing within itself. Do you remember the first time you fell in love with the sound of music? The moment you knew DJing was your lane?
Wow. Okay, so that's a 2-part question to me, because when I fell in love with music when I was in the church. Like, it was uplifting music that I would hear, growing up. I'd be the one, imitating the people shouting. I was the one jumping up and down when I seen somebody. You know what I'm saying? I was the one like, clapping my hands, air drumming to the beat. I was the one on the pew that you see the little kid doing all this and acting like he in the band. I was that kid. So it was like, I love music always. It was something about like, music to me that I just always loved music. So what made me love the DJing, and I believe I told you this before, this was when I met Doc B at my college.
Yeah.
When he came to my school. I had a music collection at this time, but I did not know what I wanted to do with it. Like, I would play music for, family parties, family small events, and I'd get up there and, play a CD player like that, play my mixes. But those were just mixes that I would just burn a CD and put random songs on. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the songs that were hot at the time, whatever songs that would be the Boogie mixtape. And I was making mix CDs back in high school, just burning CDs, just random CDs. But it turned into what I'm going to do with this and play it for the people and play it for the masses. Because I like making music for people. I like playing music for people. Boogie was hot. Boogie, hey, I need that new mix. So it was already cultivating. I just didn't know
what you wanted to do.
And then, like I said, I met dude in college, and like dude, he really became my mentor. Shout out Doc B and B-Boy Productions. Turned me into a beast. Cause I got homies.
You definitely a beast.
Like, no, for real. Like, no, it really did. Like, I sat there and I heard Snoop just say this on the No Limit versus Cash Money thing. He was like, when he was over there with No Limit, he sat there with his mouth closed and his ears open. He was like, you got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. You get around certain people, you're just supposed to listen. And that's what I treated the B-Boy production days was. It was like straight sponge. Soak this up. I know this not going to last forever, but I'm around some real heavyweights right now that are doing their thing all over the city. This is how I want to be one day. And this is how I am now.
And that is true. You do have to listen when you don't know, and they are already there and you're trying to get there.
They were up there. I'm talking about like flyers, radio, and all the clubs at that time, rocking. I mean, consistently. Like, they had the little girls calling their name when they hop on the I'm like, I want that.
You got that. You know what? I love when you DJ, because there's so many DJs, and I'm not putting nobody down, you guys. This is my opinion. When I hear other DJs, and not all of them, but I don't like when DJs can't make the transition the proper way. You be in your vibe and doing what you doing, and then it's like it went from R&B to just some hood stuff. It's like, what is this? They don't transition the music right. And for me, I love music myself, so to me it matters. And I'm sure there's other people out there like that, but I took a liking to you, so I pay attention to you more, and you are my DJ. Like, I love how you transition your music.
Thank you.
Like, you have never, like, we be over there like, oh, be killing the game, like,
no, I really
be killing
that.
it.
I really do appreciate that. And that took time and experience and looking up to my mentors, listening to them. Sometimes you make a mistake and you keep going to the point where you don't look bad, or you look back at it like you don't dwell on it. Excuse me. You don't dwell on it to the point where it's show business. Like, sometimes you may, it may not be as smooth as you wanted it to be, but don't think about it, overthinking it. I do that a lot because I want it to be like you listening to the perfect CD or the perfect album that don't have no skips in it, that don't have no breaks in it. Like, I be thinking about that stuff, but I think I'd be too hard on myself sometimes.
We are as Libras.
Yeah, and I'll be like wanting it to be perfect. Like, I even get a little bit salty when somebody tell me, "Oh, the music too loud, I can't hear." I'll be like, I didn't mean for it to be like that. My bad. But it's I take it that serious where I thought I should have noticed that already before you had to say something. So that's how important I take it. Like, oh, I should have been able to notice that. Oh, the volume is a little too loud. Boogie, get it right. So nobody has to tell you that. The flawless night for me is a compliment with no feedback. No, like,
a compliment with no feedback. So if I say you rocked this tonight, and this is why you rocked it, you don't want the feedback?
Oh, I mean that okay. No negative feedback, man. No negative feedback. Like, you rocked it, but don't say like you ain't play this. Oh, that's gonna have me messed up. Until the next time I spin, which is gonna be the next day. That's gonna be on my mind for like 24 hours. Like, so it didn't play that. Oh, okay. Yeah. But
you know what I learned though? And what you said was a mouthful. What you said was for the music and for life itself. Oh. No one knows you're making a mistake but you, because we already, as people, we already have it in our mind what it is that we want to do. So when it doesn't go right, we hard on ourselves, and it eats out from the inside out, and that's when we really start messing up.
You start doubting yourself.
You start doubting yourself. You really start messing up for real. Now people noticing. And this goes into, this is universal. I'm talking about in the business and relationships and anything. No one knows our story.
Right.
So if it gets out there, then they will know our story.
Right.
But that's why we got to keep it in-house.
Right.
So we can stay under control. And what I learned is too, when people give you quote unquote negative feedback, those are always people's opinion. Because if you can't look something up and it's a fact there, I respect your opinion. Like me, I like the negative feedback, not because I'm going to change, but because I want to know what your thought process is. Ooh, so just because somebody said, "Oh, you didn't play that song," that doesn't mean you got a effed up night. That doesn't mean you didn't give the people what you wanted. That person probably an a-hole, or just wanted to hear that song really bad, or just had to say something. That's not a reflection on you though.
True,
because you still rock the building.
Thank you for that.
You understand what I'm saying? So when people take people going, you could be the best DJ in history. Somebody is going to always have something negative to say about you, because that's just negativity sells. And sometimes people don't even know that they're being negative.
Right.
So you got to know you got to know you the stuff, whether you messed up or not. You got to know that you put on a dope night.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? And believe that.
Believe that. I know I rocked this joint tonight.
That's it. I'll thank you for that's how you felt. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I appreciate that.
Eat that with a glass of milk.
Okay. Thank you. No, I really appreciate that, because I do be on myself hard sometimes with certain events. And then, you just want to be a perfectionist at certain times. And I believe that's the Libra, and that's the the hustler in me, that you want stuff to go so well that you get the next call. You want the call back. You want somebody to tell somebody else about this. So that's why I be thinking.
Let me leave you with this. How many restaurants that are not good that still full every day? How many stores have so many crappy customer service that is full every day? How many people are looking at somebody that's really nasty in real life, right?
Wow. Message.
So I used to think like you until I grew my mindset. Perfectionist, you want to know what that is? Is that's the perfectionist to you. Because you only know what you're trying to strive for. You only know what you want to do for that night. You only know what the goal that you want to reach, but other than if you telling somebody.
Right.
Nobody else knows that.
Mm.
Nobody else knows that. What does I'm sorry. How do you balance hip hop and R&B to create that signature vibe?
Oh wow, that's a good question. I definitely want to weigh more on R&B. Even with my hip hop songs, I try to pick songs that have a good chorus, a good singing chorus to it. So I want people singing more than anything when they come to an event that I'm at. I want you to be able to step outside of your conversation and be like, "Oh, that's my jam," and get into the music a little bit. And that comes with playing popular songs. That comes with playing songs that people know or familiar with or heard before. So I try to stick away from new music or new music is played during the earlier part of my set.
Mm-hmm.
So you still want to get people familiar with it, but that's not what I'm going to play during the prime time when I know I got a crowd. When I got a crowd and I know I got a certain age of individuals, I try to stick with the hits in that era. I'm reading, I'm looking at age range, I'm looking at certain individuals that I've known over the years, and I know when I seen them party to this type of music. So all that comes into play. I'm thinking about all that when I'm playing, for the masses.
I was gonna ask you that. Like, do you read the room as to what it is that you're gonna play?
Yes.
And
yes.
that has to definitely deal with timing, right? Because you will play something and it'll be so superb.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're reading the room, like just for instance, like 5 minutes, you're playing this record,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you're reading the room.
Mm-hmm.
How much time do you give yourself to switch that vibe
up? It depends, because if they're not moving to something I'm playing, sometimes I might give it 30 seconds to a minute and be like, I don't think this is gonna move, and I might get up out of that song right away. But then sometimes I'd be like, maybe they're not gonna kick in to this certain part. So then it's almost like trial and error. It's like, you don't know if they're gonna get into it until you actually play the song.
Yeah.
So it's like when certain songs, like even with requests, you have to be careful because you don't know if everybody's going to get into this song, or is it going to be something that make everybody be like, what the hell is going on?
I never had a what the hell moment with you. I'm just gonna keep it all funky.
But I've had it all, as far as people saying everything from killer DJ to everything, and that sucks.
Really?
That really hurts.
You had that moment before?
Oh, I've had that before.
Oh,
I've been in the business 20 years. It wasn't all rainbows and packed crowds and sweaty dance floors. No, it was some nights where it was like, take me home now. I'm ready to go home.
Oh my god!
This party now,
But you know what? I don't want to spend too much time on that. But how did you feel in that moment, and what did you take from that moment in order to grow, to be the beast that you are today?
You learn. Oh, it's an equipment issue. I gotta get some more money and tighten this up. I gotta buy what I gotta buy to get this right. I gotta always be improving. I gotta always be trying to step my game up to the point where I can't have no errors. You know what I'm saying? If the error was on me, if the error was on my fault, sometimes you at a venue and they sound system messed up or something with their stuff, and it's like, oh, okay, you don't all the way eat that mistake. But certain stuff that I know was me, I'm always trying to improve. That's what my next 24 to 48 hours is all about. Like I said, before, when I told you, I was like, I be treating myself like an athlete. Sometimes I go back in the gym and I'll be like, I gotta correct this. I gotta, you know what I'm saying, approach my set this way. I gotta play this song at this time or play it with this. It's all calculated.
I'm so glad that you say that. Just real quick, because I've been life coaching, but I had to get the letters behind my name so people put the respect on there. But I've been doing it for years. So to say what you say, that you treat yourself like an athlete, I always say to people, whatever it is that you're doing, you got to study what you're doing. You got to study what's coming up behind. You got to study the new. You got to, like for me, when I started podcasting, I study my mannerisms, how I talk, the things I've said, the questions that I ask. I go back and I study myself so I can be better at what I'm doing.
That's what's up.
And it actually showed in the numbers, because some people want things and they in position, and guess what they do? They just show up. It's only so long that you're just going to show up before people begin to notice that you are not prepared. So I believe in continuing living and breathing what you're doing. Like, I just got accepted to the cast Rise.
I've been seeing that on your posts. Yeah, that's what's
Shout
up.
out to Teddy and the Rise crew.
That's what's up. You actor now, actress.
Never thought about it, never nothing.
Awesome.
It came in my lap. And now I have to be around the things and learn my character.
Okay.
So I can act.
Okay.
So my acting skills can show up.
Okay.
Can't show up as myself.
Okay.
I gotta show up like I have some type of knowledge of what this person actually talking about and went through.
Okay.
Because it's gonna show.
That's what's up.
You know, so for people out there, if you're doing anything, you have to live what it is that you're doing.
Right.
You got to
Right.
in order for you to grow. You ain't gonna make it. We're gonna move to passion meets purpose. What inspires you to start collecting music and digging deeper into hip hop culture and digging deeper into the hip hop culture?
Okay, so when I grew up in the church, so like a lot of the music that I wanted to listen to, I couldn't in my parents' house. You know, they wouldn't let me listen to. They wouldn't let me turn on the radio. So, you know, I had to find my times, my pockets. You know, mom is at work, dad is at work. Let's record the radio. You know, so I'm recording the radio on the tapes. I'm recording the countdowns. I'm like, okay, when I get my allowance, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna buy some CDs. I started buying CDs when I started, you know, getting my little allowance, and it turned into a real collection because I was doing it all the time. Like the CD man know me. The CD man is like, Lil Larry.
What you got?
Hey, all right, this new right here. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of No Limit Cash Money, I was a big collector then. Like, I mean, I'm talking about like back then, No Limit used to drop albums like for real, like every week.
They was crazy. They had it sold up.
No, for real. Hey, and I like that meme. I'm doing that dance all the rest of the year. Shout out to Master P. I like that meme. I'm doing that dance all year. The rest of the year, I'm hopping around. But no, for real, like. You had artists and groups back then it wasn't a lot of you know, it wasn't social media. So you really had to go to the stores to find out who was doing what. Or you had to, you know, be heavy in the magazines. The magazines, you know, drove a lot of the culture and stuff like that back then. So that was, you know, our era. And wasn't that a fun era when you can cut out stuff from the magazines and hang it up and make your books?
Listen,
you was a fan in a whole different way because you couldn't just pull out your phone and see this.
Yes, and it made us read and actually know what was going on. Like I used to love to go to the record store. The record store, to be honest, I like shopping. So the record store was like going shopping for me. Because you can spin in there all day. You can look at the albums, the records. You can go down each tile. You got the cassettes. It's a whole vibe in there.
It's a vibe.
You know, you can, before you know it, you spend an hour in the record store.
Exactly.
I miss that. I don't even know if we have a record store here.
Fam, no. I think Sam Goody was like the last thing we had. I don't know, Tone. I think.
Exclusive company.
Exclusive. Oh, Exclusive is still here.
And then I would go to Walgreens, and I think the magazine that I used to buy was the People magazine. Or something like that, and it had like the posters that you could take out, and you could put on. I think word up, and you could put them on your wall. I was a strictly immature fan.
Wow.
I never was.
Yeah.
That was the only people I was like really up there. If you talked about them, you had to get out my room. My whole room was covered up of immature. And to go back to you said, I was never starstruck though.
Okay.
It's because of how I grew up. I always been around important people.
Okay.
So just how you said, like my friend, we was somewhere and she was, you know, really, and I'm like, I was just laughing at her because it was so cute. And she was like, you know, I'm like, he cool. They just got more money. Driving different, location is different. Like I feel like they the same people as me.
Human too. They human.
Yeah, they human too.
Right.
So I was never starstruck because of how I grew up. So I definitely feel you on that. You just made me reminisce. There was a time back in the day going to the record store.
Oh my gosh, dude! Like
reading.
So like it was a natural like admiration, a natural love. It just matured. It grew with the like I seen something that said 80s baby's the best because we seen all the music. We seen it go from cassette to CD to digital. Like we seen that. Like we actually own these products. So it wasn't like we wasn't rewinding tapes with our finger. We don't know what it felt. We know what that felt like.
And this is just my opinion. I'm gonna move on. I feel like, my opinion, we didn't have that many problems in the 80s only because music really gets you through. Like me having lupus, music would change my whole mindset,
Mm.
like from pain to anything.
Wow.
Music is a healer.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And back in the day,
Yes.
we played a lot of music when we was mad, when we was upset. Music got our attitudes and our mindset back right. It shifted us every single time.
It's on our voicemail. It's how we apologize to somebody. You play a song.
Yes, this is what I'm
dedicated video to them on the box.
Yeah. Like, do you remember the box? I was like, I don't know what you talking about. I'm like, it's called the box.
Man, dedicate something to them. They see their name.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Call on the radio and make a dedication. Hey, this is, like, it was different then.
It was, and these 99, 2000 babies, it's shit. They would never experience what we experienced. Never. I wish the show was longer, but we always can come back.
Right.
So
That's the beautiful thing. And no, for real. Like last time I said I got a chance to sit with you. I don't believe I said certain things. So I'm like, I want to keep on coming back and updating, you know what I'm saying? That we can both talk about our growth.
Yes, and I love it. And coming soon, Glamorous Conversation. So
see that new podcast, right?
New podcast.
Let's go.
Lupus Has No Face will still be active, but I want to show Savannah. Who Savannah Burks is, having those authentic conversations, even though these are authentic conversations, but this is built on my illness and me reaching my lupus community people and teaching them how to live well with it. I still will be active doing that, but glamorous conversations with uncomfortable people, having those real life conversations that people do not talk about. So I can't wait for that. And with that, it's not going to be so much of, it's going to be, I'm authentic in the business world, but glamorous conversations going to be Glam Girl versus Vanna. You're going to get both sides of that. So you definitely will be on. We can cuss, we can whatever on that show.
Okay.
So that's going to be the Let Your Hair Down show.
Oh, okay.
So y'all stay tuned.
Yeah, I'm definitely coming through there. That's what's
y'all
up.
Stay
That's
tuned.
Okay.
Yeah. And that just came from people asking me to do certain things. A lot of my supporters that don't have lupus, that's just coming in and see what I'm wearing or seeing whatever it is that they do. Like, some people are gonna ask me to drink out of a straw or talk about certain conversations, and I'm like, I can't lose the definition of why this show even exists. So that what made me do the Savannah Burks brand, because the Savannah Burks brand is everything. It's the mother, it's the nurse, it's the Lupus Has No Face, it's the author, it's everything that under Savannah Burks. Right. So that's it's already, the website is already up and whatever, but the Glamorous Conversation will be coming soon.
That's what's up. Okay.
Yeah. So, as someone who's built a name in Milwaukee, what's been your biggest challenge and how did you overcome it without losing your fire? How did you overcome it without losing your fire?
That's a good question too. Because I've had challenges as far as trying to get, consistent amount of work and dealing with, because I came at a time where people were, worried about pricing and everything like that, making sure DJs were charging enough. And at first, I remember when I first got started, people used to think like I was undercutting people because my prices wasn't as expensive as other DJs at that point in time. And I remember I used to hear that, like, oh, are you undercutting me? I'd be like, no, I didn't know. I didn't ask what your price was. I just charged what I thought I should charge.
Right.
And I remember, people jobs getting taken and stuff like that. I thought that was a challenge to me at first, because I thought, I'm not being as authentic as I need to be, because maybe I should be, stepping my prices up to compete with everybody else. And that's what I thought at first. And that was a challenge at first, until I realized, like, hold on, no, what I charge is what I charge. And then my quality was there. My quality of doing a good job was there, to the point where it wasn't like you was paying a cheap price and not getting a good show. So I realized that too, like, hold on, it is all right to, charge what I'm charging. And then at the, it's going to be a certain point in time where people are going to start paying more. And that's what happened. Like,
that's dope. So you was authentic. You said you wasn't authentic. You was authentic to yourself because of what people was saying.
Yeah.
People will have somebody mindset all screwed up.
Because I was getting a lot of work, and it was like, this was like maybe 10 plus years ago, like, maybe 15 years ago, when I'm, really starting to, steamroll. And I done got 5 years into the business, and I'm like, I done did Summerfest, I done did all this stuff, and I'm really, popular. People was like, oh yeah, that's because you cheap. You know what I'm saying? So it was, I guess that was, certain haters.
Yeah,
You know.
and I feel like you was authentic to yourself and you got blessed in a way that you need to get blessed because that's how you felt and you never changed that.
Right.
Nobody told you to set a price. You set your own price that you
Right.
was comfortable at and
Right.
food was still on your table. You
Right.
felt like you was not missing something,
Right.
missing anything, and you stayed booked and busy and look
Right.
at you now.
Yeah.
People would try to do that so they can pick and choose what person that they want to go to.
Right. And that's what I felt like, and then talking to, certain elders and, my mentors and everything, they told me like, hey, you should believe in yourself no matter what.
Yeah.
Believe in yourself no matter what. Like if that's what you're charging, stand on business. Stand on business and they'll figure that out, and I noticed that as, those certain people that, said those things, they're not in business anymore. They're not consistent anymore. So it just showed me like, yeah, maybe you were just, yelling from the stands. Just
when you chase after money, it will never work. You got to continue being great who you are and the money's going to come to you.
Exactly.
It's going to come because people are looking and people are watching.
Right. That's what I think happened. I believe
that is what happened. You are the evidence.
Like, I wasn't the one like that was like, oh, I'm finna hit you over the head with the price. I just wanted you to, be overwhelmed by the talent. And then to the point where like, man, I had a good time with him. That story is going to carry on to you wanting to be, book me again.
Memorable. Oh my gosh. Okay. You guys, I'll be trying to keep the show an hour. And plus he got to go to Brownstone to DJ. So I don't want to hold him too long. So I'm going to skip some of the questions, but it's definitely going to be to be continued. So we're going to go down to personal reflections. As this show is all about transformation, what moments in your journey felt like your personal lupus has no face? Now you got to understand what that means. Felt like your personal lupus has no face. That moment when you had to fight through something unseen but powerful.
Well, a lot of people don't know this about me. I got when I got locked up for 9 months for drinking and driving. So, man, talking about adversity, talking about like, going to sit down and, you thought you were doing something that you loved and you thought you were serving the community, but like you're still doing something that's not, totally right. Like I'm not supposed to be getting in the vehicle at the end of the night after doing all that great entertaining and all that great drinking. Like I'm not supposed to be driving anywhere. So like I really had to learn, after I got, hit several times. Didn't learn my lesson. Went through like almost 5 to 7 years of trouble because of it. But then, when I finally, got my mind right and sat down and came out of that situation, I've been better ever since. So it took that situation to put that nail in the coffin and be like, hey, that's it. You got to stop. You know what I'm saying? Don't even think about it. Uber everywhere if you got to. And that's what I've been doing. They sponsor me.
That is so dope. So when that happened to you, did you have friends around you that was concerned, like tell you not to, and you just did it anyways, or did your friends just let you enable yourself?
It was a mixture of both, because like sometimes at work, it was jobs I was leaving, and 9 times out of 10, I'm leaving as a employee that ain't nobody really got a check for. So I'm not around surrounded by friends. Most of the time, it is just me by myself. Or, with, coworkers that are maybe they're working at the bar or working at the club. And yeah, I would be treating it like, oh, I'm big enough to do what I want to do, or I got this. I'm not probably showing no signs of I can't handle, my business. But no, I wasn't able to handle my business.
Because liquor, whatever you do, alters.
Yeah.
It definitely does. And people say the same thing that you do. And I'm glad that you're speaking out like that, because some people just be feeling like they're fine and you're not fine. No. Like, calm down, get some water with it, balance it out. You know what I'm saying? Slow it down, because if you slow it down and balance some water with it, you're going to feel that versus you just keep throwing it back.
Yeah, no, I had to, wisen up, because, being a father and a parent, like you can't, I want to set a good example, and that wasn't a good example, being able to, have to go sit down for something like that.
And you learned your lesson. Now you can speak about it proudly.
Yeah, but that was a lot of adversity and a big, tough challenge to go through.
But you made it. I was going to say, you made it. You're here now. What legacy do you want as DJ L Boogie to leave, both in music and as a man?
Great entertainer. Somebody that make me or make you feel good and seen and important when you come out. Somebody that cares about the vibe when you're at their venues, or just somebody that wants to make you have a good time. And on top of that, as a man, somebody that shows respect, somebody that stands on principle and does what he says he gonna do. A man that stands on his word, stands on business, stands on principle, morals, and consistent.
That is all the things a woman look for in a man.
And I
He took it, y'all. He took it.
I didn't have that answer written down. I didn't know she was gonna ask that question, but at the same, no, it's real. It's real because I'm 40. It took time to grow into this. It didn't just, I look back at myself 20 years ago. Yeah, I was intelligent, but I still wasn't intelligent. You know what I'm saying? I was smart, but I wasn't smart. So you gotta grow. You gotta give yourself time to grow, and don't be too hard on yourself because you're gonna make mistakes. But you can't let the world know that the mistakes is eating you up.
Exactly, and you gotta accept it, move over, and not make the mistakes again.
Facts.
Okay. Finish this sentence for me. Music taught me what? See the smile.
Love. It taught me so much. Music taught me love, living prosperous, because you don't hear about the lavish things in life until you hear somebody sing or rap about it. You don't really know what to dream big about until you actually see it in, sometimes in the fruition when you see other people with it. And it's not really a jealousy thing. It could be simply because it's something that you didn't know existed.
For sure.
There's trips and vacations and islands and places that people don't know exist until they actually see it. So
that's right.
That don't make you necessarily envious or jealous. It just it inspires you. It should inspire you if you're the right person. It should make you want to go get it and do more stuff for yourself. And that's how I felt.
That's
that's how I feel.
We're going to move to closing. What's next for you? Any new projects, collaboration, or goals you want to share?
I'm working on a couple mixtapes right now. Hosting a couple mixtapes with artists around the city. Currently in studios, working on that right now. And, y'all will hear about all that soon. Still on WNOV every weekend, every Saturday night, 9 to midnight, mixing it up, cutting it up. I'm on LF262 Radio every Wednesday.
Let's go.
So today, 4 p.m., mixing on the air. Core DJs worldwide, traveling, doing events. A lot of stuff going on for 2026. All I can say is stay tuned and just keep up. Keep up, because we moving.
When 2026 comes, we will be having an exclusive on the show. So make sure y'all continue to watch. How can people follow you, support you, or book you?
I am DJ L Boogie on my socials and DJLBoogie.com. It's direct. My phone number's on my websites. My phone number's on my socials. Hit me up, text me, call me. If I don't answer, leave me a voicemail and I get back to you. Let's work.
That's easy. Tone, please drop those tags. Make sure you guys follow him, book him, okay? You will not be sorry. And for final thoughts, what does the Turntables mean to you on a deeper level?
Wow, that it's okay, so it's an instrument, so I look at it like I'm just pressing buttons and working my hands, but that's still an instrument. So through that, I'm bearing my soul. So I can change lives. I can change lives. I can destroy lives. I can make you feel a certain way, or I can have you ready to fight. I can have you angry and thinking about all the drama in your life, or I can have you uplifted and ready to spend some money and have a great time. So I really feel like that's an instrument that you could really, really change lives with. So that it's deep to me. What I play, how I play it, the volume I play it, all that matters. So, man, I look at it like it's almost like, an extension of God to me.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just a renter of God gave me this talent.
For
know what I'm
sure,
saying?
for sure.
So I'm letting him use me to display my talent to the world. And the tools that he gives me to use to do it, I'm using it to the best of my ability.
And you
know what I'm
are.
saying? So I look at it like that. Like I look at it, it's that deep to me. It's spiritual.
Mm. We all know what spiritual mean if you are a lupus warrior or if you are a warrior, period, or just a person, period. Okay. I thank you so much. That is the time. I thank you so much for coming in again. You are always welcome. It's always a pleasure to have DJ L Boogie in the building. I appreciate you so very much.
Thank you.
You guys heard what he said. He's going to be at Brownstone tonight, every Wednesday night. Okay, come down, check him out, come see him, come have a drink with him.
It's happy
That's
hour
what
all night.
Happy hour all night. You can't beat that. Wings, drinks, all of it.
Yeah.
Yes. So thank you guys so much for tuning in every Wednesday at 6:30 on all platforms. If you missed the beginning of it, please go to Lupus Has No Face podcast to replay it while you're there. Like, share, and subscribe. Comment, and we will respond back. Now, don't forget, if you are in need of a life coach when it comes to wellness and health, I'm your life coach, Savannah Burks. Please do reach out to me.
Booker.
And don't forget to follow the Savannah Burks brand. Until next time.